Good morning, class. Today we're going to spend some more time finding context clues. Why are we doing this? Why are we spending 2 days finding context clues? Well, I feel like this lesson is essential for work throughout the year and reading throughout life. No matter how old I get, I will always be encountering new phrases and words that I'll need to figure out. Having the skill set to use context clues will help me navigate new text and therefore learn more material. That way I can get a top GPA and go to a top high school. So, remember when we talked about context clues yesterday? Today we're going to focus on finding the meaning of phrases in the text. This is a skill that great readers and top high schoolers use. This will also be graded on your LEAP test. If I say that SciTech won the game last night, the running back ran the defense like a freight train, what am I trying to say about the running back? What does the simile "like a freight train" mean? This is a big phrase that I need to understand. Seems like maybe that means he was tackled right away. Would that make sense? Wait, does that sound right? If they won the game, then he must have done pretty well. He must not have been tackled right away. I bet that his running like a freight train means that he ran incredibly fast through the defensive line. Now, Miss Lieber is going to read out loud, starting from paragraph 4. Find paragraph 4 with your finger now.
Get there in 3, 2, 1. Dead souls crowded out from the cracks and crevices to look at their new queen, while ever more souls came across the Styx, and Persephone watched them drink from a spring under dark poplars. It was the spring of Lethe, and those who drank from its waters forgot who they were and what they had done on earth. Rhadamanthus, a judge of the dead, dealt out punishment to the souls of great sinners. They were sentenced to suffer forever under the whips of the avenging Erinyes. Heroes were led to the Elysian fields, where they lived happily forever in never-failing light. Hey, Miss Holden, Elysian Fields. I think I've heard that before.
Yeah, that's the name of a street in New Orleans.
Oh man, it's like anywhere I go, everything is Greek to me.
That's pretty crazy that a word that was invented like 2,500 years ago is on a street sign here in New Orleans today.
Right where we live. Continuing on with paragraph 5. Around the palace of Hades, there was a garden where whispering poplars and weeping willows grew. They had no flowers and bore no fruit, and no birds sang in their branches. There was only one tree in the whole realm of Hades that bore fruit. That was a little pomegranate tree. The gardener of the underworld offered the tempting pomegranates to the queen, but Persephone refused to touch the food of the dead. Wordlessly, she walked through the garden at silent Hades' side, and slowly her heart turned to ice. Above, on earth, Demeter ran about, searching for her lost daughter, and all nature grieved with her. Flowers wilted, trees lost their leaves, and the fields grew barren and cold. In vain did the plow cut through the icy ground. Nothing could sprout, and nothing could grow, while the goddess of the harvest wept. People and animals starved, and the gods begged Demeter again to bless the earth. But she refused to let anything grow until she had found her daughter. That reminds me a lot of when SciTech kids are very committed to picking up their younger siblings before they go to the bus. Continuing on with the next paragraph. Bent with grief, Demeter turned into a gray old woman. She returned to the meadow where Persephone had vanished and asked the sun if he had seen what had happened. But he said no. Dark clouds had hidden his face that day. She wandered around the meadow, and after a while she met a youth whose name was Triptolemus. He told her that his brother, a swineherd, had seen his pigs disappear into the ground and had heard the frightened screams of a girl. Demeter now understood that Hades had kidnapped her daughter, and her grief turned to anger. She called to Zeus and said that she would never again make the earth green if he did not command Hades to return Persephone. Zeus could not let the world perish, and he sent Hermes down to Hades, bringing him to let Persephone go. Even Hades had to obey the orders of Zeus, and sadly he said farewell to his queen.
Wow, thank you, Miss Lieber. Now, in paragraph 9, at the top of page 3, I don't know the word perish. Let's create a Cornell note just like we did yesterday to define the word perish. So, each of you should write in the left column of your Cornell note, perish. In your right column, let's break this down. First, let's think about it. What are my context clues? Well, we can see that plants and animals have been dying because Demeter is so sad. We should write that down. Each of you should write down plants and animals have been dying because Demeter is so sad. I'm going to give you 10 seconds to complete that. You'll be done in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now let's think about what is the definition of the word perish. Okay, so if plants and animals have been dying, then maybe perish means to die. We should write that down too. You should be done writing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Finally, what can I replace perish with? I think that instead of saying Zeus would not let the world perish, we can write Zeus would not let the world die. Now we can understand what perish means and how it fits into the sentence. If I said perish in real life, I would probably say the New Orleans weather was so hot, the plants perished in the heat. This plant is actually perishing right here. Thank you, class, for listening. When you're done this, raise your hand so we can help you move on with your guided practice. Boom.
Did you say done this?